Hello team. What I want to talk about today is the discovery. And the first thing about the discovery is to know exactly what you're looking for. And what you're looking for is your client's dominant buying motives or the emotional reason for them to act. As a humans, there's always an emotional reason behind everything that we do. And there are some very common human emotional needs. There's the certainty, the variety, love and connection, significance, growth, contribution, and greed. You may find multiple dominant buying motives in one client. However, the reality is you just need to find one that is strong enough and powerful enough for them to decide to move forward. The same product could be bought by different people, and I can guarantee that for the most part, each and every one of them, they will have a completely different emotional reason to buy that product. So the more you understand about your client and what makes them move, the more value and the more benefits that you will be able to show them at the end. You need to be able to identify exactly who are you talking to and what makes them move. You need to know if they are driven by status, by variety, by the certainty, by love and connections, by greed, by the family. What is it that makes them move? And once that you find that out, then you can custom tailor the presentation so you can give them exactly that. Now, how to do a great discovery? First, ask permission to ask some questions. Remember to tell them that this will save them a lot of time. Now, have a list of questions and memorize it so you can deliver this in a very conversational way, a very casual way that doesn't sound like an interrogation. Also, ask them permission to take notes. Tell them that you want to make sure you don't forget something that might be really important for them. By doing this, it's going to show them that you really care. Once that they give you an answer to one of your questions, make sure to follow up with another question to get additional information or another question of clarification. Remember, we want to get deeper and deeper because we want to get to the emotion. The closest we get to the emotions, the easiest it will be for us to move them at the end. Now, make sure that you ask questions to all of the members of the party, especially if there's one that seems a little distracted or that you know that is not paying attention. By asking them a question, you will force them to interact and you will engage them. In the discovery, show your people that you're actually listening, that you are actually paying attention to them. By showing them you care, that's gonna make people want to give you more information. And remember, people don't care how much do we know until they know how much we care. Now, by asking them questions, you're in control of the presentation and you force all of the party members to be engaged with you. The more information you get, the easier it will be to know what's gonna make them move and to know what do they want. Always remember to encourage them to talk. Remember that people love the sound of their own voice and they also love a good listener. The more that you listen to them, the more that they are going to like you. Remember that when you're doing discovery, you are not selling. So if for any reason they ask you something about your product, that's not the time to answer. So just tell them, guys, you know what? That's a really, really good question. Let me write it down and let me go back to it a little bit later on so I can save you a little bit of time. Now, while you're asking questions, remember, take notes, and remember to pay very close attention not only to their words, but also to the body language and also to the tone of their voice. Once that you find out all of their needs, dreams, desires, and fears, you will be able to custom tailor the presentation and talk about things that are relevant for them. And guess what? When you're talking about things that are relevant for them, they will be paying very close attention. And also, once that you find the problems or needs that you have, you can also custom tailor the presentation to start putting them towards a solution. Okay. Now, at the end of the discovery, remember it's very important to make an information confirmation. So that way they will really make sure and they will really realize that you were paying very close attention to them. The more attention you pay to them, the more important they will feel. The more important they feel, the more special they become. The more special you make them feel, the more willingly they will be to trust you, to listen to you, no? And that way you will be able to give them recommendations and give them the best guidance. So what we want to accomplish in the discovery is get the most amount of information, make them realize that you really care for them. You must pay 100% of your attention to their words and also to their body language and their tone. You must find their needs, dreams, desires, and fears. Make an information confirmation. And when you have all of these tools, now you have a way to guide them towards a solution. At the end of the day, team, remember that people, they don't want to be sold, but they want to buy. So as long as you do this step correctly, when you move forward towards your product presentation, well, then you're gonna give them exactly what they need, what they dream, what they desire. And that way, they don't feel like you're selling them. They just feel that you are presenting them a product, and that product just happened to be everything they need and everything they dream, everything they desire. Thank you so much for listening.